Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy Tactics A2. This is DrakeLord56, the hero you're better off without. Well, it is finally time. Here in Zalea, the Forbidden Land, lies the final entrance to Brightmoon Tor. This ascent is gonna be long. Not in the sense that there are many floors, but, well, you're gonna have to see for yourself. Let's go on in, shall we? Ah, you've returned. Welcome to the third ascent of Brightmoon Tor. There are but two ways to leave this tower. Reach its top, or die in the attempt. The moonstones will guide you. Touch them, and your way shall open. Now, if you excuse me. Okay. We see 5 enemies here. Well, we heard there were 5 enemies here, but we only see 4. And basic rules apply. Touch the moonstone to go up, and no scions ever. Bring out our usual gang here. And, let's just do a level check here. I want to show you something. 91 for Zeno, 82 for Kilitheth, 88 for Lorea, 89 for Bex, 79 for Tracy, and 97 for Pola. That's right, Pola is almost to her full potential. She just needs to kill at least 2 different monsters on 2 different floors. I'm gonna be speeding this up, as you can see here, because, well, first of all, the enemies gain several turns, and those frickin' Blackwings do nothing but haste and protect their friends. So yeah, this is sort of the main reason why this is the longest tower. Well, this is the longest ascent of the tower. So and like the other 3 ascents, there is a hidden tier. This tier is the Azure Tear. And getting this one is very similar to the Snowy Tier, which Lorea has right on her right now. I wonder how many... Yeah, I'm just kind of wondering how many levels that Tracy will get up here. So very much like the first, well, the previous descent, in order to actually get to this, we first need to kill everything here and get to the moonstone that spawns afterwards. So just, yeah, there's not really that much left but to just burst away through these guys, but just have to find a way to actually, yeah, take care of these guys without receiving too much damage. Which I geared Larea for this time. She actually has evade magic this time, which makes things immensely easier because just about everybody in this whole tower has screen hitting magic. Okay, let's take care of this last guy and come on. Aha! Come on and enough of that! You know what? You die now! Hey, even if I'm in a pre-record, these things are still freaking annoying! Yeah, I'll have to do some damage control on the way over to that crystal. So bear with me for a moment. Hey, someone should be... Okay, Larea really is getting her work cut out for her. And just like the last one, I don't see her really leveling up a lot in this dungeon. Yeah, and I had to go with 3 times speed because otherwise, well, the raw footage itself is almost an hour and a quarter's worth of footage. So even doubling the speed itself would only bring it down to around, I'd say if I remember, it's like around 37 minutes or something like that. So it would be unfeasibly long. It would be really long. I usually don't like sending videos out that are longer than a half hour, but if I have to, I would. At 35, that is just kind of pushing it. So that's why I kind of decided to go in 3 times speed here. Just these behemoths and those black ones are gonna be pretty much the majority of what we're gonna see here. I mean, sure, we've seen only one of each in this dungeon so far per floor, but it is coming up. They're actually gonna become more numerous and more annoying. Thankfully, these mob rolls, they're not going to be around for long. I think, if I remember correctly, they're actually going to be replaced by those dark serpent dragon things. I forget what they're called. Pretty much it. So there's nothing really special to do in this particular floor, so it's just go for the crystal. But I just like going and killing everything first. Have I mentioned how much I hate those black wings? They just keep on buffing. How did a Doom miss? The Doom was clearly doomed, and the Grim Reaper somehow missed his soul! Not only that, he was fully healed! What in the actual fuck? And there were gonna actually be times that, it actually becomes unfeasible to actually do a traditional heal for some of these guys here. So I engaged in some unorthodox methods in fully healing him. I guess you guys can already guess what tactics I would use. Dude, you're the only one left! Roll over and die already! Alright. Finally, that thing's dead. And Poland's not gonna get 140 experience points. So just like in the other towers, the experience gained per floor has a cap. 100. Alright, people are going through there. Wow, Tracy goes last. Don't see that very often. $33. Alright, there it is. There's the Serpentine Dragon thing. Yorgomund. Yeah! They have gold hourglass. It slows them. While well, it slows us. Well, that guy hastes them. So you can see what their strategy is. It consists entirely of giving them more turns, while severely reducing yours. Which turns this tower climb from moderately difficult to freaking tedious. As you can tell, this is not my favorite dungeon in a Final Fantasy game or any other game. It's just such an artificial way to increase challenge. Sure, it's a good strategy, but it's very, very cheap. And I still don't get why these freaking Blackwings take less damage with sneak attack when they're being hit from behind, unless, I don't know, their head is actually in their ass? Who knows? Although that actually made me laugh when I was recording. I was like, wait, dude, that actually helped me out. So, no more gold hourglass there, but they're gonna be benefiting from light current every 3 turns. That's fair. Yeah, I don't know why the AI even bothers doing moves that will do nothing. Because the circumstances just aren't right. So yeah, that's another thing I don't like about the Dark Behemoths. They just have a shit ton of spells, and they just wreck shop. However, this isn't the worst room in the dungeon. Far from it. And I should also mention, this is one of those rooms that you require a griot or somebody with fairy shoes to enter a crystal in order to get to the Azure Tear. And I believe this is the only... Yeah, this is the final room that requires a certain pathway. So after beating all the assholes in this room, we're pretty much golden in terms of getting the Azure Tear. And I'm actually gonna be only showing in full detail the rooms on the way to the Azure Tear and the results of following such a path. Yeah, as you can see there, I employed that unorthodox strategy to fully heal Xeno. Better than casting numerous unicorns. So, everybody will have to, well, everybody except Pola will have to go to that crystal. While Pola waits her turn, which will be very last. And after all is said and done, we should be able to get the Azure Tear. Alright, here we go. Here is the worst room of the entire freaking place. You can see here, there's no way for the vast majority of our units to go to the other side of the room. We are sure we can go right for the Moonstone, which is what we want to do. And it is possible to try to kill every one of those guys, but when it comes to time management, it is not the best idea because, yeah, they're gonna be staying comfy over there, spamming area effect at, well, the screen hitting attacks. So your best bet is to just have everybody just run for the crystal. It's gonna take a lot longer for Pola and, well, no, not Pola. It's gonna take a lot longer for Zeno, the kill Ascent, and Vex to get up to the crystals. So I'm gonna put up an annotation skipping the rest of this room, or at least when the final guy reaches the crystal. So if you want to watch the rest of this very, very, very tedious room, be my guest. Either way, I'll see you once this room is finished. Finally! Okay. If I did that right, we should have the Azure Tear. There it is, right there in that jar. So I'm gonna skip these next two floors because they're basically gonna be cookie cutters of the other floors. So I'll meet you up at the wash.